play. I'm a whole vibe, I'm a mood. JC, I ate it.
Peace, peace, peace. What it do, Aqua Gang? Welcome to the channel. I am A-Tone. This is A-Tone Tarot. You are tuned in for your 10-day forecast. We will be tapping in from the 21st of October to the 31st of October. And Aqua, we will be touching on the topic of your friends and family. I will be breaking down your message via a Celtic 10 cross spread with the Aquarius Tarot and clarifying with this character and oracle deck. So without further ado, Aquarius, let's get up into your message. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus from the 21st to the 31st of October as it relates to your friends and family. Let's see what you need to know, Aquarius. If you could, please smash that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. Your girl would greatly appreciate it. All right, let's get up into it. Aqua, I hope all is well. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. All right, let's see what we got for my Aquarius gang as it relates to their friends and family in the last 10 days of October. What do they need to know, Spirit? All right, let's see what my Aquarius need to know in the last 10 days of October as it relates to their friends and family. All right, let's get up into your message, Aquarius, for the last 10 days of October. In the heart of your spread, you have the Chariot crossed by the Two of Wands. At the root of your spread, you have the Queen of Wands. At the crown, you have the Eight of Pentacles. And in your recent past, you have the Ten of Wands. In your near future, you have the Wheel of Fortune. In your advice section, you have the Knight of Cups. In your external factors or your environment section, you have the Ace of Cups. Your hopes and fears is represented by the Moon in reverse. And your potential outcome for the last 10 days of October, you have Temperance. All right, let's get up into your message, Aquarius, as it relates to your village, aka your friends and family. With the Chariot at the heart of your spread, you may be traveling to or from family in the last 10 days of your or of the month, or making plans to, or there's a challenge with the plans to travel. Something around travel is a challenge. Making the plan, something is interrupting that plan. Like you may feel like, oh my goodness, I need to, or I want to be around certain family members, but I can't because I have to go to work. Like something is in the way of you getting to, or going to, and being around family members. And I'm not picking up that you're going to and being around these family members as a result of an emergency. Sorry, Aquarius. I just got a message that my battery is dying, so we're gonna have to make some adjustments on the fly. Please hold. I'm hoping that I'm not losing any audio or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna pause the video and check it out, make sure it's charging, and then I'm gonna get back into it. So please hold un momento, Aquarius. As I was saying, yeah, so you may have a yearning or a desire to be around family, but it's not a situation where, oh, it's an emergency, I have to get to my family right away. I'm not picking that up. I'm picking up an Aquarius collective who just wants to be around their family. They might miss them, and something is in the way of making that plan or making that trip right now, and you may want to do it in the last 10 days of October, but you can't. At the root of your spread, you have the Queen of Wands. So that's a certain amount of allure that you possess as it relates to where you sit in your family dynamic, Aquarius. You have a certain amount of dynamicism that draws people to you in your family, right? And it just comes natural. If you didn't know that, I'm telling you, right? And in the recent past, you have the Ten of Wands. To some degree, that allure or that dynamicism, I don't want to say it again because I can't say it. How dynamic you are, you see it as a burden. Like other people see that as like that's a superpower, and you're like, no, it's draining. Or it has been with this Ten of Wands in your recent past. But not for nothing, it all shakes out to your good, and with this Wheel of Fortune in your near future. Something that is fated to happen, that is good luck for you, essentially. Basically, I'm picking up on an Aqua collective where the Almighty don't miss nothing. He saw these burdens that you had to carry, Aquarius. Like, Aquarians are not the type, and I can say this because I am one, Aquarians are not boastful with their love as it relates to their family. They're not usually the types to go around and recite what they did for someone else in their family, right? And that level of benevolence and humbleness and just genuine each one teach one, pay it forward type of energy that this Aqua possesses has created that allure by way of your family members. Like, they basically think you're dope as hell, Aqua, and You know, you've had to carry a plenty of burdens, maybe by yourself, solo, dolo, but you did it with grace and you lift with your knees. You did it well, but that is a thing of the past, right? And the Most High didn't miss any of those moments that you gave in secret to someone, even when you didn't have it, right? You know what I mean? You silently carry your burdens, but you publicly celebrate and support your friends and family like nothing is wrong. Like you never want anyone to see you struggle or see this burden. That's a thing in the past. Or you know what I mean, behind closed doors. You just didn't want that to be seen with your friends and family. You didn't want to see them. You didn't want them to see you struggling, right? And you are going to receive some level of blessing because of how you behaved when no one was looking, Aqua. Good job. And at the crown of your spread is the 8 of coins. You just putting in work. You know, this is that same energy. Like that 10 of wands, he got his head down, doing his thing, working. Now, this is kind of like working like a slave. At least he got his head up a little bit. You know, it's not down as much. He can see the progress that he has made with these coins piling up over in the corner. And that is at the crown of your spread. You are working hard to create a certain leadership framework or model for your family members. Whether you know it or not, Aqua, you are doing it. You are demonstrating it by way of your march, by way of how you handle things, right? And you may, like I said, be wanting to be around or be with certain family members, but you can't right now. There's something getting in the way, a responsibility that you must take care of first as it relates to travel, with this Chariot card being at the heart of your spread, crossed by this 2 of wands, right? But no worries, because this Wheel of Fortune is, it has all 4 fixed signs on it, and you're one of them, Aqua. Yep. So, and we are in or entering into Scorpio season, which is another fixed sign. So something in these last 10 days of October is going to show up for you as a blessing. And it's fated to happen that way, you know. And in your advice section, you have the Knight of Cups. Now, this is not a celebration, but a self-love, a self-good job, like pat yourself on the back is what this is saying. Don't go read in your own press clippings. Don't go too far with the hype now, Aquarius, but give yourself some grace and some credit for what you have done. Give yourself the title that other people give you in your village. You know what I mean? They see you as this Queen of Wands, and you know, you're like, all right, I'm just, you know, I'm just a little old peasant over it. No. Spirit is saying, take stock of your accomplishments, Aquarius. You have come a long way on your journey, and you deserve this blessing, this celebration. Don't think that, you know, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve good things, because you do. Because your life has been full of a lot of upward marches. I'll say that. My life has been no crystal stair. And I think Langston Hughes is an Aquarius. But you know, that type of energy, when you're when you go through life with struggle being your backdrop for so long, you almost condition yourself to expect that to be your posture, right? Of always having to be heads down and working, and just going. That's all I'm here to do is work. No, Spirit is saying that is not all you are here to do. This Knight of Cups is, I usually say, the love bombing card, the Prince Charming, the, Rico Suave, always know what to say type of energy. You need to give some of that to yourself, because your friends and family, they definitely see you in that light. And I say that because in your environment and your external factors, like people in your proximity, in your direct proximity, you have the Ace of Cups. That is emotional fulfillment at its best. It's at the, it's like if you start with good, you're going to get good out. If you start with a good seed, you're going to get a good crop. Like that's the Ace of Cups. You're starting with a good emotional support group around you, or you have that around you, and people do genuinely, authentically love you. They see what you do. They see even when you try to hide it from them. I don't know why, but you don't even want people to know. If you're struggling, you don't want even people to know how you've helped. You don't want other people in the family to know nothing, because you want them to develop their own opinions, narratives, feelings, etc., exempt from whatever you're doing or not doing, Aquarius, for another person. But you deserve your credit, right? And you, with this moon being in reverse in your hopes and fears section, this is you waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? So we mentioned this Wheel of Fortune being in your near future. Like, you're fortunate in some way. I'm not going to say you hitting the lottery, even though that would be great, because again, I am Aquarius. But this Wheel of Fortune is a fortunate thing that happens to you, where you are rewarded from the spiritual realm for your integral, honorable acts within your village, right? And with this moon being in reverse in your hopes and fears, you receive this blessing and you're almost looking around like, do I deserve this? What did I do to deserve this? I don't think I did anything to deserve this. No, this ain't for me. I don't know, Spirit. You sure this is my blessing? Did you mix up my name with somebody else's? Because I ain't used to getting blessings like this. So I don't know if this is for me or not. Maybe I'm going to just wait on it. I don't know if I should start hooping and hollering and praising and thanking just yet, because I don't know, man. Like, this might or may, but I hope it is. I hope this is my, you know what I mean? It's that type of energy where you're nervous around fully accepting a blessing, maybe even family members wanting to celebrate you in some type of way or do something for you in some type of way. And you're like, nah, y'all trying to set me up. What's this about? I gotta go to work. I ain't dealing with that. I don't want nothing to do with what you're talking about. So be careful not to push too much as it relates to your friends and family. Allow them to be there for you. Allow them to even see some of your struggle. Allow them to see what you struggle with so that they can help you. They know you better than anyone else, right? So let people in a little bit and just know that you don't have to go at it all alone, Aquarius, right? And with Temperance being in your outcome for the last 10 days of October, you seem to find some level of balance, some middle ground of, all right, well, I guess I can, get excited about what is coming. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be easy about it. You know what I mean? Because that temperance energy is fire and ice, bringing that together for a nice, perfect temperature, right? Being able to keep your temper, being able to keep your cool, being able to graciously accept help when it's offered, being able to emotionally be emotional intelligent enough to know when to say one thing versus another, right? Being grounded enough to know when to ask for help, even. So there's a few things going on here, Aquarius, where you are learning to trust yourself as well as your village in a way that doesn't make you appear to be needy or weak, or just putting yourself in a position where you owe someone. And I know that feeling, right? You try to maintain a certain amount of independence so that you're not placing your burdens on someone else. We don't want to do that. We just innately say, nope, I don't want to become a burden to someone else. But I've had to learn this through friends and family that, sometimes, A-Tone, when you tell me no or reject my offer to help you, that hurts me, right? And I never looked at it like that, right? I thought I was sparing my friend and or family member a burden by not accepting what they were trying to offer me, which was money, right? They were trying to give me some money and I wouldn't take it because I'm like, oh my goodness, no, this person has children and that are younger than my children, and they basically, their setup and household from my perspective needed more than what I felt my household needed. I was willing to sacrifice because no, these children or your household shouldn't go without to help me. But in another conversation with this same individual, they kindly let me know, like, you telling me no hurt my feelings. So friends and family look for opportunities to show up for you, Aqua, and you're shutting them down left and right. And you might be doing the exact opposite thing of what you intend to do, which is help. You want to help and you're hurting, right? And you don't realize it. So in the last 10 days of October, I feel as though there will be some realization around your heart center, Aqua, and how you show up in your family. Yeah. And that's great. We're going to get into some clarifiers. Let's clarify this moon in reverse. I would also like to clarify this 10 of Wands. And let's be a little nosy about what's going on with this Wheel of Fortune. What's that fortunate event that my Aqua collective is going to encounter in the last 10 days of October? All right, let's see why the Wheel of Fortune is here. And if you haven't done so already, please smash that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. Your girl would greatly appreciate it. All right, Aquarius. Let's see why or what is going on with this Wheel of Fortune. What do you need to know? Give us a little more, please, Spirit, as it relates to this Wheel of Fortune for my Aquarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What is this Wheel of Fortune about? Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune was clarified by writer, lawyer, and ninja. All right, so it may be a legal document you receive in the mail, Aquarius, that changes a lot of things for you, turns some things around. The Master of Stealth, Shadow Walker, Bushido is what is written under ninja. So ninjas, when I think of ninjas, you don't even know they're there. It's like in and out, like the wind, right? So that's how quickly something changes for you, Aquarius, by way of this fated event. You know, some legal situation might be quickly turned around where you thought, oh no, I'm never going to get out of this situation. Some turn of events happens, and just like that, it's turned around. Or you seek out advice from a lawyer, and just in that moment, in that one conversation that you have with that lawyer, everything changes as it relates to a fortunate event that occurs in the last 10 days for my Aquarius collective. Let's see what's going on with this moon in reverse. No, let's check out the Ten of Wands first. What's up with this Ten of Wands for my Aquarius? What's that about? All right, Aquarius, why is this Ten of Wands here, Spirit? All right, so the Ten of Wands was clarified by swindler, traveler, waiter. All right, so you might have been taken advantage of quite a bit in the past, Aquarius. I hate to say it, with swindler being here, your kindness, really your generosity has, you know, you were seen as, oh, let's go give our order to Aquarius and she'll or he'll serve it right up. You know what I mean? To us. And you might have put some distance, or there is some distance between you and these family members, with the Chariot being at the center. So this might be, I might be speaking to an Aqua collective who departed from an area where their family was, to get away from some of the burden that their family was placing on them by way of taking advantage of their generosity, right? Like, you lived in one area, relocated and went somewhere else to get away from having to carry the burden of responsibility of other people, right? And you might be being called back to that area with that Two of Wands crossing the Chariot, right? So I'm picking up on an Aquarius collective who doesn't live in the immediate area of the majority of their family, and you might be planning on moving back to that area, but there's a challenge there. You're thinking about how much and how often you had to show up for your family when you lived in that area. And you might be like, I don't know if I want to do that. But there's some contemplation around being in close proximity to family, because you know what comes with being around family. You know, we love our family. We can't choose them. And boy, do they remind us of that often. I'll just say that. And if my family is watching, just know I love y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. But let's see what's up with this moon in reverse for my Aquarius collective. Why is this moon in reverse? Here. All right, so the moon in reverse, which is basically something that is very hidden, a secret, like you just can't see it right now. You don't need to see it right now. A part of the plan is just not being revealed to you because you don't need to know. You know what I mean? This is the Most High saying, we gonna hide this from him or her because they nosy and they gonna mess up the plan that we have for them. So that was clarified by diviner, farmer, as well as boss, which the boss I know upstairs. Diviner is somebody who is a seer, right, of the unseen, foresight, someone who has that powerful third eye. There's foresight there. The spiritual world is in play, and you might be trying to get answers by way of divination, tarot. And the boss is saying, let it cook. You know, the plan will harvest and materialize when it's supposed to. Just continue to walk your path and do as you're supposed to, Aquarius, and you'll be all right. You know, but you can't know everything all the time. And I say that, I'm talking to myself. This moon in reverse is, I want to know. I really want to know. And I'm going to use every resource available to me to find out. Whether it's talking to everybody in the family, you know, Google search, you gonna get down to the bottom of what is the future, the next step, what's coming. You want to know, well, if I do this, what happens next? And some things, Aquarius, will just not be revealed to you right away. You just got to go forth and do it and see what happens and trust your decision making in whatever you decide to do. Right? So that is your message for the last 10 days of October. I hope it helps. And until next time, peace.